Well, the UK has placed further economic sanctions on Russia, this time targeting the Russian Federation's central bank. Let's get an update on the situation. Our UK correspondent Olly Barratt joining us now live from London. So pressure definitely mounting on Russia. The UK, as I just said, targeting the Russian Federation's central bank. This is going to actually prevent citizens from transacting with that bank. Tell us more.
Yeah, it's going to make life ever harder for people to do business and operate in the Russian economy. Those measures targeting the central bank worked out in coordination with the European Union and American allies. And Liz Truss, the UK Foreign Secretary, is on her feet in the House of Commons as we speak, outlining further new sanctions beyond that as well. Another Russian bank is going to be sanctioned. We're seeing a number of measures being put in place as well by the Foreign Secretary to restrict things like technological exports. So the sanctions keep on coming, and the UK is not done yet either. Liz Truss in the Commons saying that there will be more to come, and also making it very clear that there will be more Russian individuals which will be sanctioned in the future. Downing Street today has been telling us that the number of oligarchs that have had sanctions levelled at them so far will increase. It's just a case of the legal people here in London having to do their homework and make sure everything is in place to move ahead with sanctions on wealthy Russians close to the Kremlin, close to Vladimir Putin, only as and when they're sure that they have a watertight case to do so that can't then be unwound by legal action. One of the crucial elements that the UK wants to go further on, though, is cutting Russia out of the SWIFT international global payment system. We saw that news over the weekend, agreed by the European Union, the UK and the United States, that Russia would be cut out of parts of the international SWIFT system, but the UK believes that actually we should go further, pull it completely out of SWIFT, and we're told that Boris Johnson continues to make that case to foreign leaders as he speaks to them, and he's been speaking to lots of them over the weekend. He also heads to Poland and Estonia tomorrow to continue that diplomacy.
So the UK reckons that these sanctions are basically designed to destroy Russia's economy, but there are some concerns that it's also going to have an impact on the UK.
It absolutely will, and that's one of the reasons that some European countries, for example, have been concerned about that idea of cutting Russia out of the SWIFT system, because they say it'll harm European businesses that operate sometimes in coordination with Russian businesses that might not have anything to do with Vladimir Putin or his government or the conflict unfolding in Ukraine. We're also seeing cabinet ministers here in the UK saying that absolutely we will see energy prices rise, and that will hit British people in the pocket here. The UK government believes that that is just an necessary pain that the UK will have to inflict upon itself to get the job done. And the job that it wants to do, as you say, is to inflict as much harm as possible on those close to Vladimir Putin and to try and put real pressure on his government. There was an interesting episode earlier today during the lobby briefing for journalists at number 10 Downing Street, where the Prime Minister's spokesman at one stage said that the point of sanctions was to bring down the regime of Vladimir Putin. He then had to go on and qualify that he actually wasn't calling for regime change in Russia, but it was an interesting moment, and the UK does believe that these sanctions can put real pressure on Vladimir Putin in one sense by making him more unpopular with his own population as they start to feel the effects of these sanctions in the Russian economy day to day.
I'm hoping you can answer this question given the drama between the UK and EU, Olly. We know that the Ukraine's President Zelensky has asked to join the EU immediately, but that of course is not going to happen because it's a process. Is there any consideration for fast-tracking it given the situation there?
Well, there may be a fast tracking that's possible, but you're quite right to say that this is not something that can happen rapidly. It's certainly not something that can happen immediately. We have seen President Zelensky signing that formal application that he says will kick off the process to move towards European Union membership. And what he's really doing there is just continuing to signal that this is a country, when led by him, that will look west, that will not be intimidated by Russia into dropping its ambition to be a member of the European European Union, in dropping its ambition to be a member of the NATO military alliance as well. So a lot of this is about public relations and optics, but it does also give the European Union an opportunity to say that they would welcome Ukrainian membership and might be able to speed it up in some way. But it's a very complicated formal process, EU accession, and as you say, not something that's going to happen overnight.
And then this is interesting because, you know, outside of sanctions and lots of political talk, the British nationals have actually been told that they can bring Ukrainian relatives into the UK. Tell us more about that.
That's right. The government's been under some pressure to set out what kind of offer it can make to Ukrainians who are fleeing the conflict at the moment. Of course, many of them going via land over the borders into Eastern Europe, and some then trying to make the journey to the United Kingdom. Well, the government has confirmed today that anyone who has Ukrainian nationality who is settled here in the UK already, all of their immediate family can now come and join them. And the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, has been setting out that detail today of her plan, and she says she thinks that will mean that's an offer that's being made to around 100,000 Ukrainians. Now, opposition politicians are saying the government's taken too long to make this offer. They say it should be more generous. They say that visa measures should be waived completely during this time of crisis so that anyone can flee Ukraine and come to the United Kingdom. The government says that's not the right way to do it, that it wants to keep security measures in place, and as I say, setting out this offer for immediate family members of people who are already here to come to the UK, and the government saying that that could be as many as 100,000 Ukrainians that it can offer sanctuary to.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Thanks for the update. Appreciate it. Our UK correspondent, Olly Barratt. Still to come on South Africa Tonight.